Cut off this animal's leg, and in about 2 months, it just grows a new one. It's called the axolotl, and in the wild, it only lives in one place on Earth, the canals of Lake Xochimilco in Mexico City, where it's now critically endangered. When an axolotl loses a limb, the wound heals almost instantly, and cells nearby form a little clump that basically forgets what kind of cells they used to be. That clump then rebuilds the entire limb from scratch: bone, muscle, nerves, blood vessels, with no scar left behind. And it's not just legs. Axolotls can also regrow parts of their spinal cord, their heart, and even pieces of their own brain. Scientists are studying axolotls because humans have almost the exact same genes. We just lost the ability to use them. This frog's heart stops beating for 7 months, and it's fine. The Alaska wood frog, Rana sylvatica, survives Arctic winters by freezing solid. Up to 65% of its body water turns to ice. No heartbeat, no brain activity. Its liver floods its cells with glucose right before freezing, biological antifreeze that stops ice crystals from shredding its organs. Then spring comes, the ice melts, and the heart just restarts itself. The frog hops away. This animal can get bitten by a cobra and just walk it off. It's the honey badger, found across Africa, the Middle East, and parts of South Asia. And it's known for picking fights with almost anything, including venomous snakes that most predators stay far away from. After a cobra bite, a honey badger might look sick and sluggish for a few hours, but then it just gets back up like nothing happened. The reason is in its cells. Snake venom normally works by locking onto a specific receptor in the body, but a honey badger's receptors have a small mutation that stops the venom from locking on properly. Hedgehogs and pigs evolved almost the exact same trick separately. Add in skin so thick and loose that a lot of bites never fully sink in, and a honey badger treats a venomous snake more like a meal than a threat. Would you bet on the snake or the honey badger? Comment your pick. This animal's entire defense system is turning the water around it into slime. It's called the hagfish, an eel-shaped scavenger found on ocean floors around the world. When a predator grabs it, the hagfish releases a mix of mucus and tightly coiled protein threads. The moment that mixture touches seawater, it unravels and swells up to more than 10,000 times its original size in less than half a second. That slime can clog up a predator's gills almost instantly, forcing it to let go before it chokes. A single hagfish can produce enough slime to fill a bucket in just a few seconds. The defense works so well that scientists and even the US Navy have studied hagfish slime as inspiration for things like body armor and eco-friendly fabric. Would you want hagfish slime armor? Comment. This animal can throw a punch that's briefly as hot as the surface of the sun. It's called the peacock mantis shrimp, and it lives on reefs across the Indo-Pacific Ocean. Its clubbed arm strikes so fast, around 51 miles an hour, accelerating harder than a bullet leaving a gun, that it causes a strange effect in the water around it. The strike moves faster than the water can flow out of the way, so a tiny bubble forms behind it and then collapses in an instant. That collapse briefly creates heat above 4,700 degrees Celsius, nearly as hot as the surface of the sun, and even lets off a tiny flash of light. Whatever the mantis shrimp is hitting, usually a crab or a snail, basically gets hit twice, once from the punch itself and once from that superheated shockwave right after. Would this be your pick for the strongest puncher in the ocean? Comment your answer. This is one of the only mammals on Earth that's venomous. It's the platypus, and it lives in rivers and streams across eastern Australia. It already breaks the mammal rulebook by laying eggs instead of giving birth. Its duck-like bill is packed with tiny sensors that can pick up the electric signals given off by other animals' muscles, so it can hunt with its eyes, ears, and nose completely shut underwater. But here's the strangest part. Male platypuses have a sharp spur on each back leg connected to a venom gland in the thigh. A sting from that spur causes pain in humans so intense it can last for weeks, and normal painkillers barely touch it. Out of every mammal on the planet, only a small handful are venomous at all, and the platypus is one of them. Would you still want to hold one knowing that spur's there? Comment what you think. This wrinkly rodent has basically figured out how to never get cancer. It's called the naked mole rat, and it lives underground across East Africa, in countries like Kenya, Ethiopia, and Somalia, in big groups that act a lot like an ant colony. Scientists have watched large colonies of these animals for years and never found a single case of cancer. The secret is a substance in their skin called hyaluronin, the same stuff found in human skin and joints, just a much bigger, thicker version. That thicker hyaluronin makes their cells super sensitive to crowding. So if a cell starts growing out of control, it gets shut down almost immediately before it can turn into a tumor. On top of that, naked mole rats barely feel certain kinds of pain and can live past 30 years old, nearly 10 times longer than a regular mouse. This animal's blood isn't red, it's blue. Octopuses don't use the same oxygen-carrying molecule that's in human blood. Instead of iron-based hemoglobin, which turns blood red, they use a copper-based molecule called hemocyanin, which turns their blood blue once it picks up oxygen. Copper actually works better than iron in cold water with very little oxygen in it, which is exactly where most octopuses live. The trade-off is that this blue blood isn't as good at carrying oxygen, so octopuses evolved 3 separate hearts to make up for it. 2 hearts pump blood to the gills, and a third pumps the oxygen-rich blood to the rest of the body. That third heart actually stops beating whenever the octopus swims, which is a big reason why octopuses would rather crawl along the seafloor. There's a shark alive right now that could be older than your country. It's called the Greenland shark, and it swims slowly through the freezing waters of the North Atlantic and the Arctic, barely growing a centimeter a year. In 2016, scientists tested the age of one female shark using a special method on her eyes. The lenses inside a shark's eye form before it's even born and never change after that, so they work like a time capsule. Her estimated age? 392 years old, possibly older than 500. That makes her the oldest known animal with a backbone on the planet. She wouldn't have even been considered an adult until she turned about 150. A super slow metabolism, freezing cold water, and almost no predators all add up to a lifespan that beats every other animal with a spine by centuries. This animal survived being launched directly into outer space with no protection at all. It's called a tardigrade, or water bear, a creature smaller than a grain of rice that lives in moss and puddles almost everywhere on Earth. In 2007, scientists in Europe strapped a group of dried-out tardigrades to the outside of a spacecraft and left them exposed to space for 10 days. No air, freezing cold, and full-blast radiation from the sun. When they were brought back to Earth and given water again, most of them were still alive, and some even had babies afterward. The trick is a survival mode where the tardigrade shuts its body down almost completely and replaces the water inside its cells with a kind of protective sugar that acts like glass, holding everything in place until it's safe to wake back up.